On to part number 3. This one's a little bit tricky. Took me a couple of minutes to figure this one out when I started. But I'm going to start this from this right-hand end right here. So I'm going to start my sketch plane. I'm going to put it on the right side, and then I'm going to view normal. And I'll start with my customary, it seems like, rectangle. Okay, and I'm going to come up. And the first dimension here, when I counted all the blocks, was 2 by it's 2.5 tall. There we go. And now I'm going to start cutting stuff out. So the rectangle tool still, I'm going to come out here and down that lower right corner and click, and then my first dimension is the height, and that is going to be up 1.5, and on the x-axis it goes in 1, and then I'm going to put another rectangle. I don't know why, this was the one that gave me all the fits a few minutes ago, and this is going to be 0.5 in, and then that dimension there is going to be 2 inches. And I'll green check mark this and do the isometric view, and I'll turn off my planes since it's getting a little hard to see. And now we're going to do the extrude, and I'm going to extrude that out, and that is a distance, when I look at it along this axis right here, that's a distance of 4. Okay, check mark. Now, the other thing that has to happen here when you take a look at this is that there are 2 holes. There's one on this surface and there's one on this surface. You could do these holes one of 2 ways. You could just put a sketch plane on here, draw the holes, dimension it, and do an extrude cut through. Same thing on this one. But these softwares has a better way of doing that, and that's what's called the hole command. So I will start with this one up here. First of all, the diameter of the holes is 1/2 an inch, and this one's back from the back wall in 1/2 an inch, and from this front face back 1/2 an inch. So we're going to start with this. So I'm going to put a sketch right on this surface. I'm going to right click and say view normal to, and then I'm going to do what's called a point. Holes are always located by using points, and I'm going to dimension from that point to there, and that's going to be 0.5, and then from the point to this front edge, that's going to be, oh, you know what, I goofed. I forgot. Right click, isometric. I forgot all about this cutout right here. So that cutout goes down 1.5, and it goes back 1.5 inches. That was my mistake. We'll do the point in the hole in a second. So we'll do a sketch plane right on this front surface, and I'll select front. Then I'm going to come here, and I'll start my corner. That was a goof. All right, and then I'm going to dimension. This goes back 1.5, and it comes down 1.5, and then I'm going to isometric view this thing, and then extrude, remove, faces to remove is that one, depth is going to be through all, green check mark. Okay. Now I can do my point. So it's a sketch on this surface. Look at it from the top, and I'll put the point on here. There's the point. It's to the left of that letter A, and I'll click. I'll dimension the point in place by 1/2 an inch. Green check mark that, right click, isometric, Now I'm going to use the hole command, and this is the hole command right here. If you leave your cursor on these things, they'll give you a little dialog box that tells you how to use them, but I'm going to select that. First thing is, this is a simple hole. It's just a round hole going through the thing. As I just said, it goes through, because you can actually put in a distance if you want a hole to go what they call blind, but this is going to be through. And the diameter right down here, you change your diameter to 0.5 if it comes up with something different. And then I click where it says sketch points to place holes. So I just click on that, and then I green check mark, and what you'll see is the hole appears. Now I'm going to just mention to you that instead of using the view cube, which I could do, I can right click on the mouse and just use the rotate command. This rotates things so that you can see them. Okay, sketch plane on this front surface. I'll view this right from the front. I'm going to put my point on because this is another hole. And I'm going to dimension this one from here to up here. And when I take a look at this part, you'll notice that this is down one, and then one block, so it's a half an inch down, and then it goes back one and then a half. So it's going to be down 0.5, and then the distance from this left-hand edge to the center of the point is going to be 0.75, because it's half of, one and a half blocks back, I should say. Okay, click, right click, isometric, hole, and click that point. It had all my defaults from the first time around, and you can see that that hole is right in there now. So that is part 3.